Hi everyone, and welcome to my Let's Play of Demon's Souls, episode 24. Last time we defeated old King Allant, but it wasn't actually King Allant, it was a demonic imposter. That is something we learned later. And it was just yesterday when I recorded the last episode, and now I'm I don't know what to do next, because I'm afraid that if I go to the old one's lair, it's gonna immediately launch into a cutscene or the final boss fight or something, and then I don't have a chance to explore the areas anymore. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the lair of the old one, and if there's a final boss fight, I'm gonna kill myself in the boss fight and come back, because it's still possible that one of the keys I need is gonna be in the old one's lair before the boss fight somewhere. Like, it's entirely possible that there's a fat official there with Rydell's key. It's also possible that that key is somewhere in the previous areas and I just haven't found it, but I would hate to go through the trouble of exploring all these areas again and then find out that the key was in the old one's lair. So I'm gonna take the risk and go there first. But the fact that there's only this prompt here and not like an actual world and list of places like for the Archstones, it makes me think that there's not gonna be that much ground to cover in the old one's lair. Maybe it's just some kind of run back and then the final boss fight. But anyway, I'm gonna spend my souls somehow and then prepare my gear for the battle, and then I'll come back here. Yeah, I actually came here instead of going directly to the old one. I thought I might try and upgrade this fire sword. I need to find those dragonstone chunks from somewhere. I think I can get them from the large bear bugs, but I was hoping to get one from these lizards, but seems like they don't drop them. Okay, that's one. Bearbug grains. What the fuck is that? Increases fire resistance temporarily. Bearbug husks crushed into powdered form. Sprinkling it over the user grants additional fire resistance temporarily. Since ancient times, the miners have used the grains as a remedy. Okay. It's weird that I haven't got those before. I have killed like 7 large bearbucks now and only got 1 dragonstone chunk. So I guess I'll go back to grinding. I don't know how to get those 2 lizards. Do I seriously have to run past this bug? Maybe I should try that now. I can get my souls back if I die. I'll still no dragonstone chunks. Shit. Oh shit. I actually managed to get killed. Fuck. I was trying to get that one lizard that was always avoiding me. Oh shit. So there is a maximum storage amount. Okay. Well, dying at this point doesn't really matter. It's ruining my tendency, but it's still okay, I guess. I need to go get my souls and hopefully get the final dragonstone chunk so I can stop this. I have spent an hour on this. If I don't get the chunk in this run, I think I'm gonna stop. Okay, let's see what we have. A shard. And a shard. Fuck. I think one of these 2 is the only one that can give me the chunk, so don't know if I should even. Well, maybe I kill the one the opposite side still, but shit. Okay, I'm gonna stop trying. Fuck this. Let's see if we can get that lizard from here. Oh yeah. But still no dragonstone chunk. Is there a lizard that drops them? There probably is, but I have just forgotten. Anyway, I'm done with hunting the dragonstone chunk. And now that I have a lot of souls, I'm gonna try some upgrades again. I'm just interested in the boss weapons. Yeah, I still need 1 more chunk for this shit. I guess I'll repair it. But I was just wondering that if I, for example, upgraded this to Moon +5, would that give me new choice for boss weapon? Or this to +5, that was the reason why I wanted the chunk. But I don't seem to have enough moonlight stone shards for that one. Maybe I could try to make a sharp dagger. probably don't have enough blade stone shards to get it to +5. And I need to spend those clear stone shards to something because I can't store them anymore. Maybe I could try this. Yeah, let's try. Okay, I probably don't have enough. Shit. Okay, I don't have even one pure moonshade stone shard. Or pure moonshade stone. Okay, fuck. Is there anything that I can get to +5? Probably not. I might as well. Okay, this is not gonna happen. I'm gonna need grey stone shards. I think the second filthy man was selling those, but how about those chunks? I need to make one of these quality weapon to spend the clear stone shards. Maybe I could make this killish. So I just need to go and buy some sharp stone shards. Okay, let's make a quality killish. Pure clear stone is required. Oh, I guess it actually increases the strength scaling as well. Okay. I can't get a boss weapon out of this. So then that's probably true for other special upgrades as well. Of course I can't know for sure, but that's what I'm gonna assume. This is actually a pretty good weapon now. 165, 225 damage. Still not as good as this one, but yeah, this would increase the strength scaling even more. And I could make this the best weapon, but I have no idea where to get those chunks. It kinda sucks. Maybe I can get those from the bag miners. Should I go and try that still? I need 2 chunks. The crushing great axe could be good. This +3 is about as good as my fire sword. Nah, I think I'm done for grinding for this episode at least. We're gonna go and check out the old one's lair, and if I still have possibility to come back from there, then maybe in the next episode I do something, if the game is not finished yet. Now I have to do something with these souls. Alright, I don't even know what to do with the rest of my souls. I'm just gonna keep them. I bought some arrows, bought some grass. I actually changed back to my knight breastplate, or the armor. because I think the stamina regeneration speed is more important than the small increase in defense I get from the other armor. Though the other armor also looks cooler, so there's that, but maybe I need the most efficient gear for this battle. Maybe I should get the Morion blade. And then just let's go. Okay. What's going to be in there?
Let us precede the Lord to its lair.
I expect some colorless demons. Yeah, this is just like the bed of chaos. Is there gonna be a bug in here that I need to kill? Oh, it's like a nice forest.
You have been chosen by the Old One. Will you seek the everlasting demon souls? Or has the monumental blinded you? Whatever your choice, you are our first visitor. May you be welcome here.
I guess I'll go with the Monumental's choice. This time I have no idea which one would be better for the world. I took this sword because it's so cramped in here. Okay. Then it's only the final boss fight here, I guess. Not even colorless demons here on my path. Okay, now I need to think. Do I want to fight the final boss now? There are some places that I still haven't found a way to. But I think I have been quite thorough in my exploration. And I really don't feel like going back and just searching through all of those areas. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for it.
Surely you have seen for yourself the pain and suffering that fills this world. But God is merciful, and so created the Old One, a poison to the poison. The Old One will feed upon our souls and put an end to this tragedy.
Okay, this is King Allant. I don't really see how the Old One is gonna make anything better. How is the Old One gonna resolve the problems you just described? So, is this gonna be similar to the bug that it's gonna be super easy? It looks like that. Maybe if he catches me, it's gonna be bad, but I guess I'm fighting the final boss now. And not giving a fuck about those areas that I didn't explore, but it's fine. How is it possible that all those heroes came here but were not able to defeat this thing? Maybe the demons were protecting it. Don't want to let it catch me. Who knows what kind of attacks it has. And I'm still using this fire longsword. It's the best weapon in the game, really. It's not even upgraded to the max.
You fool! Don't you understand? No one wishes to go on.
Okay. He was still a demon. Got some souls. Oh, and that's his sword that the demonic imposter was also using. Can I really not go back? Well, let's check this out first. Soul brand. Okay, it scales with magic power, so maybe not the best weapon for me. Blade that can cut the very soul, held for generations by the Boletherian royal family. Paired with its counterpart, Demon Brand, to form Northern Regalia. Since his coronation, the sword has never left King Allant's side. The closer the soul of the wielder is to a demon, the more powerful this blade becomes. No wonder it was chosen by old King Allant. Okay, what does that mean actually? Closer to the soul is to a demon soul, the more powerful it becomes. It seems to be scaling with magic power. Actually, it's not scaled with magic power, it requires a certain level of magic power. Well, it looks cool, but I can't really use it. Okay, so did I already make the choice that I didn't kill the Candle Maiden and actually killed the King Allant? Or is the choice this one here now, that if I go back I can still join the old one, and if I go for it I'm killing the old one. I don't really know. I would like to go back and spend these souls, but there's really nothing to spend them on, so unless the Candle Maiden is now giving out level ups again, but I can't seem to get out of here, so let's go.
Thy work is done. Slayer of demons, go back above. The Nexus shall imprison thee no longer. I shall lull the old one back to slumber. The old one and I shall slumber evermore, as it should be. Thou mayst go, be gone to thy world.
Thou mayest go.
The old one, thou mayst go, be gone to thy world.
Is that even Old English? I have no idea. It might even be. Okay, I guess I still could kill her. Maybe change the choice, but I don't want to do that.
My thanks. At last. At last. The end is in sight.
Okay, she will be slumbering with the old one. Oh.
The Old One, along with the Maiden, was swept back into the lulling fog. Boletaria was spared from the demons, but also lost its knowledge of the soul arts. The souls lost during the pandemonium were never retrieved. And today, the unstable world has another monumental to hold its fabric together. A brave new hero of unprecedented power.
That was a nice major key version of the opening theme there at the end. I guess I'll watch these credits and then we'll see what happens. Still don't know what the chained heart was all about. Oh, there was a picture of the cat on the tree. Was that actually in the game? Okay, there's some cool concept art for the bosses, I guess. I think there were some characters that I didn't find. Yeah, these images are freaking cool. This is a nice way to make the credits, because then it's not as boring to watch the credits when you can see all the bosses again. Some cool art for them. So from the end scene it sounded like this world is also kind of cyclical and I have become the new monumental. And now we are just waiting for the time when the old one wakes up again and this whole thing repeats. So I don't know, maybe in that sense it would have been better to just make the other choice and destroy the fucking world already, but I don't know. Maybe then there would have been less suffering, but how was I supposed to know that? Or I still can't know that. Miyazaki, director in the original game. Old King Doran, Mephistopheles, Uriah the Witch, Skurber the Wanderer. I didn't have time to read all of them, but at least those were names that I don't think I met in game. I know Skurber the Wanderer was mentioned in the beginning. I guess I might have missed quite a lot. Well, maybe not a lot, but at least some stuff. Maiden in Black Demon Soul. How did I acquire that?
Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended. This is the Nexus. It holds together the northern land of Boletaria. Thou canst not quit the Nexus, but the 5 archstones will guide thee to the outer lands.
Okay, so I can't even get back to the tutorial area. I still have a bone to pick with that fucking Vanguard demon there. So I guess the new game plus starts directly from here, which makes sense, I guess. I don't need the tutorial anymore. Okay, let's check that soul I got. The soul of the maiden in black, in truth a demon, a source of enormous power. Okay, she was an archdemon. Nothing else that is special there. I don't think there's much I'm gonna do here anymore, but I could do one final Nexus tour, see if there's anything different. Let's do that first.
Well, you slipped through the fissure too, did you? You came for demon souls? Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero? Hunting for demons? Try one of the archstones. Now go. That is why you came, is it not? To this accursed Poletaria? You came for We're welcome. You came for It's all this. We're welcome.
I'm stockpiled to when the Scourge came. I'd my wife, but I would be worthless in battle. I would be happy to lighten your load and look after. When the Scourge came, I wish I could do more. That candle maiden, she says very little, but has a kind heart. Poor girl. Trapped, if only something could be done to help her. If only something could be done to help her. Best of luck to you.
You knew. The name's Baldwin. It's simple. In trade, I'll give your souls. I can eke out. Now, if you haven't heard, he's an eccentric old man. He knows his trade well. He's the only sane one. If you do meet him, no, forget it. There aren't enough smithing tools in this temple to handle all. Only certain ores can be used to forge weapons. And be thankful that I can do anything for you. And be thankful that I can do anything. No interest, I can tell you're not going to last long.
Oh my, how has God abandoned us? Oh, Mbasa. Oh, Mbasa.
And I can't even get to the monumental yet. Obviously. I wonder about that other gate. Would I have somehow been able to open that? Well, whatever. There's nothing new. I guess I could go check these hints. And by the way, I realized that I never learned what happened to Bjorn. Maybe he is still fighting that dragon. Or was still fighting the dragon when I killed the old one. Okay, this one I know. Yes. Okay, I also knew that. Yeah. Yeah. I already knew that as well. Easily, okay. I noticed. I know. I know. Yes. 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 Ah, okay, yeah. It's only online stuff. Online stuff. Online stuff. Online stuff. Online stuff. That one I knew. Okay. Sure. There isn't any more info about the tendency. I would have been interested to know, for example, that is the only way to get wider tendency to kill demons, or does killing enemies also affect it? But yeah, I think I kept all my items. Probably also all the...
I would be happy to lighten you.
Yeah, I also kept all the stuff in the storage. Except for the keys, of course.
Best of luck to you.
Or did I even... I guess I didn't have the keys in the storage, but anyway, I don't have the keys anymore. I kept my spells also. All the rings. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm done with this game now. I'm kinda sad that I didn't find everything, but I'm not... I was not so sad that I would have had the patience to go check all the areas again. Probably would have had to Google some stuff to find everything, but I didn't do it. That's fine. I guess I could now give some impressions and maybe a review of some kind of this game. Well, first of all, I would like to say that when I started this Let's Play, and it's the first Let's Play I have ever done, my first YouTube videos I have ever done, I wasn't sure if I could finish the game, but I wasn't even sure if I could do more than a few episodes before getting bored and quitting, but actually this was quite a fun experience. Even if there's barely anyone watching these videos, for some reason it's fun to just talk to myself while I play the game. Which might sound pretty weird, but for some reason I like it. It's almost like playing the game with a friend, which I have always enjoyed, but I don't really have that many friends who would be interested to watch me play the game and hear my stupid comments about it. So this has been great, and as for the review of this game, I guess I could give some scores for different categories of this game. If we start with the gameplay, I have always liked the mechanics, the basic combat mechanics in these Souls-like games. Like, I have no complaints about this. You know, blocking, rolling all the different weapon attacks. It's cool that there are different kinds of weapons with different attack sets and so on. I guess in this game you don't have the jump attack or the plunging attack, so it's a bit more limited what you can do. And also I had some issues with the lock-on. I had some issues with the character not rolling when I pressed the roll key. I don't know if that's... or what's the reason for that. I think there's also a slight input lag, but that might just be because of my television or something. I have the game mode now on, but I'm not sure. I can't blame the game for that. And what else? Well, of course the number of different weapons and armor in this game is pretty limited compared to Dark Souls 1 and 2. So it was a bit boring to keep finding the same gear and weapons. And then there's also the item burden mechanic, which I really hate, I have to say. I mean, I get it that probably the purpose of that mechanic is that you cannot keep hundreds of arrows with you as I did, and hundreds of grass, but I think it would be better to just make the game a bit more difficult and then get rid of that item burden mechanic, which I think they have done in the later games. And yeah, of course it kinda sucks that whenever I want to upgrade weapons, I need to take all those weapons to that blacksmith, even though it's not that far away. It's just, I think, unnecessary time spent on doing boring things. There's no reason why, like when you find the second blacksmith, you could have the blacksmith over here. Just learn the ability to make those upgrades as well. Doesn't really make sense story-wise, but there's tons of things in this game that don't make sense story-wise, so I think they could have done that. And there's tons of inventory management stuff that's really boring because of the item burden mechanic. It's just time you spend doing boring stuff and you would rather spend the time actually playing the game. So as for the gameplay, I guess if my scale is from 0 to 10, 0 is like the worst game I have played in the last 10 years and 10 is like the best game I have played in the last 10 years. Maybe gameplay wise I would give this an 8. Combat is still great, so maybe it goes up to 8. And by the way, I'm of course scoring this remake of this game. I don't know what kind of game the original was, what differences does it have to this one. And I know, or I'm pretty sure that this is the first Souls-like game. So maybe some people would forgive this game for being kind of, how should I say, kind of primitive with the options what you can do. Or like there isn't that many quality of life updates as in the other games, I guess. But I'm not gonna give this game a pass because of that. I'm just gonna treat this like any other game. Maybe it's still related to gameplay that a lot of ideas from this game were recycled to Dark Souls 1. And because I have played Dark Souls 1 first, the negative impact comes to this game instead of Dark Souls, so I thought it was kind of boring that they used the same ideas in this game as in Dark Souls. For example, the dragons firing in the same spot. I mean, it's not exactly the same as in Dark Souls, but it's similar enough. And then the man-eaters. being similar to the gargoyles, and there's tons of examples I have mentioned during this playthrough that I can't remember now. It's just a bit boring. And then I have to mention also that I do not like the layout of this world as much as the way they did Dark Souls 1 and 2. Because one of the things I always liked about those games is that you can go to an area, and then when you continue along in that area and make progress, you find a completely different area. And there's like a sense of exploration all the time. You find new cool places and so on. But in this game, each area is pretty much the same. You have mostly the same enemies. They just get more tanky and they get more. They give you more damage and so on. But the enemy types don't change that much. So also that I think is kind of boring, that there aren't that many different enemy types. So maybe I should drop the grade to 7 for the gameplay if I include those things. Well, let's say 7.5 or 7 to 8 or something like that. The bosses were always cool. I don't really have any complaints about the bosses. None of them were really that difficult, I feel like. If I compare to Dark Souls 1 or even Dark Souls 2, which I think is easier than Dark Souls 1, this game felt really easy to me. Which is kind of strange, because I was expecting this game to be more difficult, well, at least as difficult as Dark Souls 1. And since we are still talking about gameplay, I guess, sorry that this review is a complete mess, but things just keep popping to my mind. Of course, there's the unique mechanic of the tendency, and I think it's a very interesting mechanic, but overall I have to say that I do not like it. At least as I know it. I'm not sure if I understand it completely, but if it works so that you can only basically get more tendency by beating bosses and then you lose tendency every time you die, I think that is a bit shitty mechanic, because if you die enough, then you will just have black tendency in every world, and there's not really that much you can do about it. I guess it could be that if you beat the boss, it will completely neutralize the tendency, even if it's fully in the dark side. But still, I guess the idea in that has been that it will encourage people to be very careful and not die a lot. And that has really impacted my playstyle in this game. I have been extremely careful, much more careful than in Dark Souls 2, for example, where the penalty of dying is really not that bad. I think in Dark Souls 2 I died like 200 times. That might have been even before the DLCs. But in this game I have died now 35 times. And that is because I have been so extremely careful. But I think the penalty for dying in this game it's even too high. Because it's really just, I don't know, I think it just gives too much pressure or too much weight for dying. maybe that's just me. And I haven't even experienced the worst of it. In the Valley of Defilement I met some of those new enemies. I don't know how bad that would have been in some other worlds if I had completely black tendency and more enemies in the way and stronger bosses. That might have been terrible. And I guess the fact that dying halves your health, I'm completely fine with that. It's almost the same as Dark Souls 2, just a bit worse. And I think if this game had only that, it would have been... I would have liked it better. And of course then there's the fact that there are no Estus flasks in this game. And I kind of have to say that I don't like that either. I like the Estus flask system more, because that's the grass system is one more thing that encourages you to play extremely carefully, because otherwise you have to grind for souls. Well, maybe some people play this game so that they just grind tons of souls first and buy a shitload of grass and then just play the game normally. Maybe if I didn't play this game as part of this Let's Play, I would have done that, but I didn't want to waste time for that during this Let's Play. I still managed to get through the game, luckily. Well, the weapon upgrade system is complicated as fuck as usual. I think even in that, I prefer the system in Dark Souls 2. And also the fact that you can actually buy the stones. Pretty much all the stones you need. As long as you just get far enough in the game. I think that makes much more sense. Because otherwise it's just once again about the farming, and farming is boring as fuck, nobody wants to do it. Well, maybe some people do, but I don't. But I still want to get the cool weapons. So I understand that it's not feasible to allow the players to get all the good weapons at the beginning of the game, or even halfway in the game, but at least let people grind souls to buy the stones. It's so frustrating to try to farm some of those rare stones from some enemies that are in the middle of two Ardstones somewhere. It's just not fun at all. Well, this review is dragging on and on, but you don't have to listen to this if you just want to skip the end of this video. But there's also the magic system. I feel like the magic in this game is OP as fuck. Like, I didn't even use a magic build. I can still use multiple heal spells, basically for no penalty at all. I have never played really as a magic user in this game, so I can't really compare this game to the others, but it feels pretty easy to use magic in this game, but I don't know. Of course, the selection of spells is also not that huge in this game compared to the others. I can't think of anything else related to the gameplay, so maybe that's it. What other aspects are there? I guess the story and the lore. Well, these Souls-like games always have very vague lore and story. And to be honest, I hate to be so negative, but I would like these games to have a bit more well-defined story and characters and so on. I mean, I understand that it's maybe a stylistic choice, but then I just don't like that style so much. I think Dark Souls 1 had pretty good story and lore, though it's always difficult to find the lore in the actual game. It's more like the fans will invent the lore afterwards. But in Dark Souls 2 it was even more vague, and I feel like they didn't even try that much. And I would say that in this game the lore is a bit more interesting than Dark Souls 2, but not as interesting as Dark Souls 1. And it might be that I missed stories of the characters, like I don't know what happened to Ostrava, but I didn't really find any character arcs in this game, which is kind of a shame. I think it would be good to have some real characters and not just these archetypes. But well, I guess these games are never really focused on story and characters, as I said, but I would enjoy having a better story and characters. I don't mind if the story and the lore and everything needs to be dug up from the item descriptions and by talking to NPCs, but even then there wasn't that much in this game. So maybe I'll give it a 6 out of 10 or something. 7 at the most. Then there's, I guess, the graphics of this game. What does this game look like? And for me this game looks awesome. It's the first actual PS5 game I have ever played, so that might explain it. I guess I would give it like a 9 or 10 out of 10. I can't really find any fault in that. Well, some areas are really dark, but I guess that's on purpose. And the sound design is great, even though there were those weird glitches in some places, and also that weird thing when the sound that is supposed to be coming from far away is sounding like it comes from right next to you, which I think also must be some kind of mistake. And well, as usual, the only music you can hear in this game is in this main hub and then in the boss fights. And I really like the music here in the Nexus, especially the first soundtrack, maybe not that much the second ominous one, but it wasn't bad either. And the boss musics were kind of a hit or miss for me. I think mostly a miss. I would say that in Dark Souls 1 every single boss has an amazing soundtrack. I don't know who did the music for that game, but they should get that guy to also make the music for all the rest of the games, because in Dark Souls 2 the boss soundtracks were kind of underwhelming to me. And I would say that I have liked this game's music better. There were especially some bosses that had great music, and I like the opening music a lot. But most of the bosses, the music was kind of it was okay, but it wasn't like those epic choir pieces in Dark Souls 1. So I guess we could give like a I don't know, 8 to 9 for the sound design and music. Or maybe if we take music separately, it would be like 7 out of 10. I guess for the final review score, I could give this game like a 7 to 8 out of 10. I liked it, but there's just... I feel like many things that could be improved, and also have been improved to the later games. I guess I could list the most difficult and the most easiest bosses. And of course when I do this, I'm gonna do it relative to the strength of the player in that time. So obviously if we just look at the health bar of the boss and so on, the phalanx is probably the easiest, but I'm gonna look at it relative to the strength of the player at that time. Well, okay, I'm also not gonna count the final King Allant boss, because that was just kind of a joke. I guess he would be the easiest boss. But after him, maybe the old monk. That was just so easy. Or maybe I should put Phalanx before the old monk. I'm not sure. Phalanx, the old monk and the Fool's Idol are all quite easy. I'm not sure which one is the easiest. And then the most difficult one for me was definitely the Flame Lurker. And after that, the Man-Eaters probably. The Dragon God was also pretty difficult actually, because I still don't know how to get past his hands in that beginning part of the fight, so I guess I could give him some kind of honorable mention. King Allant, the old King Allant, he wasn't that easy, but not that difficult either, I guess. The Dirty Colossus was also a bit of a challenge, I guess. But Flame Lurker was definitely the most difficult one. But overall, the bosses weren't that difficult in this game. I think there was a point in the game when I beat 5 bosses in a row without dying, which is something I would never have been able to do in Dark Souls 1. Maybe in Dark Souls 2, but probably not even in that game. I guess this is the end. I'm feeling kind of empty now and I don't really know what to say. It has been a great journey. I guess I could say a few things about the future now, so I am definitely planning to continue making Let's Play videos, but I think after this game I'm gonna have some kind of break. There are multiple reasons for this. First of all, I'll be getting a new PC soon and I can actually start some tests to make my recording setup much better, and that should enable me to spend much less time making these videos in the future, be much more efficient, and also improve the quality of the videos a lot. And also I have some other projects I would like to try aside from this Let's Play, and when I'm doing these Let's Play videos I basically have no time to do anything else in my life except go to work and make these videos. Well, okay, I also have other hobbies, but I don't want to let go of them either. But it takes quite a lot of time to make these videos, so if I want to try any other projects, I have to have a break from this thing. So I think the break will... I'm not sure how long it will be. It could be anything from 1 month to 6 months. And if you want me to come back sooner, you can leave a comment to this latest video. I will definitely take that into account. I'm sorry for this break if there's somebody who's actually following these videos regularly. But I need to try some new things in my life. So please leave a comment if you want me to come back sooner. And if you are wondering, I think the next games I will play will definitely have to be the other Souls-like games in the right order, so the next one would be Bloodborne, I believe. And after that I would go on to Dark Souls 3, and then there's Sekiro, I believe, and after that would be Elden Ring. I'm so excited about getting to Elden Ring, but there's still a long way to go until I get there. I'm not sure if I ever do Let's Plays of other games. There are definitely games that I would like to play on the PS5, like, I don't know, like Hogwarts Legacy and many other games really, Baldur's Gate. But I don't know if I want to make Let's Plays out of those. There's just something special about these more difficult games. And if you know any other like Souls-like games, I guess I've been using the Souls-like term a bit wrong. I was talking about FromSoft games previously, but if you know any other Souls-like games other than the FromSoft ones that I should play, you can always suggest them to me. Or if you know any other games that are difficult in a similar way as these Souls-like games. So I mean, like, they are difficult, but not like in a way where you need extremely good reflexes and extremely skillful playing to get anywhere in the game. I mean games where you can actually use some strategic playing, and you can also benefit from using your brains and not just extreme skill, if you know what I mean. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the future. Yeah, this feels kind of bittersweet, I guess is the right word, to finally end this Let's Play. Okay, we got final sound glitch. Alright, I really don't know what else to say. So I guess for the final time for this game, if you watched this video, thanks for watching. And if you watched any of the other videos in this playlist, thank you so much. And if you like this video, you can click the like button, and if you have anything to say, you can always leave a comment under the video. And if you'd like to see my next videos playing Bloodborne or something else, you can always subscribe to the channel to get notified when I finally come back and make my triumphant return. But otherwise, I'll see you next time.